Hi, I'm Stephanie from Primal Heart. If you've watched these videos, you know that I've given you tools and techniques to start being aware of your nervous system, of your body, of your patterns. But awareness alone isn't enough. So we're talking about integration, embodying the difference, the newness, the healing, living differently in your body and in real life situations, starting to actually show up differently, authentically, but differently from a different place inside. So this is like where the greatness starts to happen. Embodiment is what transforms insight and awareness into lasting change, into actually creating a new life for yourself, allowing you to respond instead of react in relationships and in life. You can intellectually understand your patterns, your trauma, right? So we have all of these thoughts and awareness. But if your nervous system hasn't experienced safety, if you haven't actually put yourself into those situations where you're getting a chance to not repeat the old patterns, you're getting a chance to respond and create new foundations, create a new frequency and a vibration. Many people know that know their patterns, not that pattern. No, many people know their patterns, but they still feel stuck in, the overthinking, in the chase, right? Or in self-abandonment. They don't understand how to integrate these awarenesses now. So I'm going to help you, and we're going to give you one of a few ways to start embodying these new responses. One thing is to pause. Okay, I know it sounds simple, but when your brain is going, it's actually not as simple as you would think. And so it's pause before responding, even when your emotions spike. Allow yourself to sit in the emotion. Somebody asked me the other day, how did I find the strength to pause, essentially? How did I find the strength to stop reacting the way I always had reacted? And my simple answer was I really didn't feel like I had a choice. I had gotten my life to a point where I didn't feel like I could survive my own cycle, my own patterns. And so for me, it was, these are my only choices, was to really engage and pause, engage in myself, engage in my patterns, engage in my own recognition and awareness, and do these tools. I had to pause. I had to stop, no matter what my emotions were doing. And I had to start doing number 2, which was speaking my truth, no matter what, at all costs. Even if it was uncomfortable, even if I felt awkward, even if my voice was shaking. There were so many times where people couldn't understand, like, she must be losing her mind, because I was speaking my truth. I was being very authentic, and I had to practice that over and over again, even if it felt chaotic, because it's what got me down to my core, right? And now I can speak my truth with confidence and without chaos. I had to practice, though. I had to practice pausing, and I had to practice speaking my truth. And number 3 is making sure you're choosing clarity over immediate chemistry, over immediate reaction, over the moments that you feel triggered. You have to say to yourself, I'm choosing clarity. Let me pause, step back. This is what's going to change my reality. So it's a commitment you're making to yourself. And every small choice, every moment that you practice these steps really does rewire your nervous system, and it rewires your consciousness, and it rewires how the world shows up for you. And you start to build safety and trust in yourself. And again, I know these things sound simple, but in execution, they're really hard. They're really difficult if you're in the loop, if you're in the spiral, if you don't know how to do boundaries, if you overthink, if all you have is what you always had. It's hard to start, but start anyway. Because every moment builds momentum, it builds a new frequency connection, and it changes your reality. And you just keep leveling up and getting better and better. It's not that you are becoming a new person by doing these things. You're returning to the version of you that exists in your authenticity before you learned how to survive. The very frequency that makes you you is what you're returning to. You had simply observations for the first 17 years of your life. And then for maybe the next 20 years of your life, you had reactions to those frequencies that you built as the foundation. But before all of that was a genuine you. And this voice back there somewhere going, what about me? What about me? And so this stuff is allowing you to fully embody you and to fully embrace you and to fully love you. And then you show up in the world differently and the world shows up around you differently. If you really want to go deeper with this stuff, you can find me at primalhearthealing.com. I have a couple of different offers. We can do one-on-one coaching. I have some group offerings. I have a course. I have a book, Chakras and Shadow Work, that you can buy anywhere. And if you just want to stay here on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see